My skin is the thing I get the most comments and questions about, and some of you have specifically been asking for a skincare routine. So here I am. I have very sensitive skin that's acne prone and leans more combination, and it's definitely drier in the winter. I've honestly put off this routine for so long now just because my skin has been so irritated the past few months. So my routine has definitely changed a lot and it's a little bit more boring now. But boring doesn't mean bad. And this routine now has helped my skin barrier heal significantly. This is my skin now after my nighttime routine. Today I'm gonna walk through my morning and nighttime skincare. I'm gonna show everything I'm using right now to help it look nice, healthy, and glowy. So let's get into it. Alright, so I have nothing on my skin right now. I haven't even washed my face yet, actually. So we're starting off with that. I always want to like have my hair look kind of cute whenever I'm doing a routine, but it's kind of hard. Starting off with the Vanicream Gentle Cleanser. This cleanser was actually recommended by my dermatologist, especially after I told her about all of my sensitive skin problems. It cleans my skin really nicely without it stripping it too dry. I also think you should never spend that much money on a cleanser specifically because it's just going down the drain anyways. Something else I like to do if I'm not feeling too lazy in the mornings is do a little bit. I'm going to show my full lymphatic drainage massage at night, but in the mornings my biggest problem area is my eyes and my nose. I'll press down in the inner corners of my eyes about 10 times, and then my nose, and I'll go in circles like this. The spots I just pressed on are essentially drainage spots in your face. It helps the fluid actually exit somewhere. I can do this with my nose. It's like if you're thinking about a highway, you're clearing off all the exits so cars can actually exit off the highway rather than being congested and stuck in traffic. One thing about me, it's actually impossible for me to wash my face and not get my shirt wet at all. But my face has been washed. I usually like to let it air dry. I never ever dry it with a towel just because there can be a lot of bacteria that builds up, because no matter how much you wash a towel, it's really hard for it to be washed perfectly clean every time. So usually I'll even let it air dry, or I'll just take a clean tissue and pat it dry. But air drying is my favorite. Next, I'm using the Dr. G Red Blemish Cream. I discovered this moisturizer when I went to Korea a couple years ago, and I have not looked back since. It is amazing if you have sensitive skin, if you deal with a lot of redness and irritation, also acne-prone skin. I find if my skin is really red and inflamed, after I put this on, it helps it visibly calm down. I also get a lot of compliments just like on the street of people saying like, wow, your skin looks so dewy, it looks so glowy, like what do you use? It's this. I mean, granted, there's other things that I've done to help my skin, but this just kind of gives you that dewy glow. Oh, it's so good. Funny enough, I've also had comments of people saying, you look like you're sweating profusely. Or like, girl, you're sweating so much. And I was never sweating. It was because I looked so glowy. But those comments always make me laugh. Also, nothing in this video is sponsored at all. These are genuinely all the products that I use and I love. All right, this next step is the last part of my morning routine. I'm telling you, lately, my skincare has been so simple. I'm using this Skin 1004 sunscreen. I've yet to find a sunscreen as amazing as this one. No oily, greasy texture, no white cast. It doesn't break my skin out. It sits well under my makeup, and it's also pretty affordable. I can't ask for more. I have repurchased this sunscreen like maybe like 20 times now. I've been through so many of these bottles. Usually for my neck, I'll use this Super Goop sunscreen. There's not much left. Ooh. I just mutilated this bottle. And I will use this for my face occasionally. The reason I decided to use this for my neck is because I originally got it for my face, but it kind of gives me a white cast. And it doesn't also sit that well under makeup, in my opinion. So I don't love using it if I have the option to use my Skin 104 one. And I just top things off with some Aquaphor. No better lip balm than Aquaphor. So that is it for the morning. Stay tuned for tonight. All right, good evening. I'm getting ready for bed, so it's time for my nighttime skincare. Starting off, I always double cleanse. I start off with a Bioderma micellar water. I'm not even wearing makeup except for a little bit of lip oil, but regardless, I always double cleanse. I'm just very cognizant of keeping really clean skin. One of my biggest flexes when it comes to my skin is that I did a skin once at a med spa, and I found that my porphyrins were like exceptionally low. Even the assistant at the med spa who was looking at my scans was like, I've never seen porphyrins this low before. That basically meant my pores are just really, really clean. So I definitely thank my very, very consistent double cleansing routine for that. I got very clean skin, but I'm just very cognizant of keeping my skin clean because, like I said, I can be acne prone. The amount of debris and pollution and just stuff in the air that lands on your skin throughout the day is disgusting. And it can happen honestly anywhere you live, but especially with big cities, definitely a thing. So I always like to double cleanse with micellar water first. And then I'm gonna hop in the shower and wash my face with the same cleanser as I did this morning. And I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, and it is time for my red and blue light therapy mask. I love this mask so much. Like I said, this is red and blue light, which is honestly kind of hard to find. Red light is really good for collagen production, helping with redness and irritation, helping to calm your skin barrier. Blue is really great for targeting acne-causing bacteria. And again, not sponsored or anything, I just love this. You only use it for 3 minutes. You can do red light only, blue light only, or both at the same time, which is what I usually do. So I'll show you what it looks like. This is the red, this is the blue, and this is both. Doesn't it look so cool? I always feel like I look like Iron Man. But I have genuinely noticed the biggest difference in my skin after using this. My skin texture improved, it looked glowier, I was breaking out less, like this actually works. But I use this usually now like once a week. I, in the beginning, used it every single day. I did that for about 6 months, I wanna say. And then at one point my skin started to break out and purge from it. So that can happen if you start using it too often for too long. And then I started to like tone it down, scale it back, and now I'm at like once a week, and that is perfect for me. This is also great to use for your scalp or for your neck as well. And of course, when I give our neck some love, because sometimes the neck can start wrinkling before the face. Okay, next. Okay, before I move on to the next step, I wanted to call out that I use this microfoliant from Dermalogica sometimes. It is the Daily Microfoliant. This is probably the most gentle exfoliant I have found yet. Everything else really irritates my skin, and this doesn't really. So that is great, and my skin looks so glowy after. I don't know what it is. And I actually used it yesterday, so I didn't use it today. Next, I'm gonna do some more lymphatic drainage, and I'm gonna use some squalane oil. So I usually start off with rubbing my chest here like this. I'll usually do this for like 15 seconds or so. And then above my collarbone, I'll press down about 10 times. Behind my ears 10 times. And then in front of my ears 10 times. And again, that just opens up key drainage areas around this part of the body so that when I'm massaging, the lymph can actually go somewhere. Putting some oil on my face. Also, squalane oil is really good for acne-prone skin. I've never broken out from squalane oil, so don't be scared. I usually also do this massage in the shower when I'm washing my face just because that's the easiest. I take my fingers like this. I start at my chin and I move to my ears and then I go down. I do that about 10 times. I do this every single day. It honestly only takes me about a couple minutes, and because I don't have to use any tools, I just use my hands, it's really easy for me, and so because of that, it's really easy to sustain this. I've noticed a significant difference in my face. It used to be so much more puffy. So yeah, it works. Then I take my hands like this, and I do this. I don't know how to describe this, but you can see what I'm doing. You can obviously use a gua saw, of course. I'm just lazy, so I like to use my hands. They're also the easiest thing to clean. I make sure I really get into like that drainage spot whenever I get into my ears. And I do this about 10 times too. Next, I do the same thing I did this morning. Press here, press here. I do this about 10 times. And then I do my nose. And at the end, I kind of just like to bring everything down. Really, really drain it out, you know? Drain out that lymph. It's very crucial you use an oil or something that can help you glide on your face while you're doing this so your skin doesn't drag. Next, I go in with a jet lag mask from Summer Fridays. This stuff is so good, especially in the winter. Mainly this part of my face and this part of my face get extremely dry, like painfully dry. And I'll wake up with like peeling skin in the morning. This has helped me so much. It also is just nice if my skin is really irritated and red and burning. It's very soothing for the skin. It might seem like I'm being dramatic and overly obsessed with every single product that I use, and it's because I am. I spend a lot of time curating the right routine for my skin, and I'm in a spot where I feel really good about everything I'm using. I've come a long way. And the same Dr. G moisturizer. I bought at least 10 of these, I want to say. Oh no. Oh no, I dropped it on my shirt. On my shirt. No, my shirt. This has been very loved. A couple of things I didn't show that have made such a large impact on my skin are spironolactone. I take that every day. I've been on it now for a few years, and it helped me significantly with my hormonal acne. So that's been great, and I dread the day that I have to go off of it. And the second thing is microneedling. My skin actually doesn't react the best immediately after microneedling. I've done it twice, one with salmon DNA. Both times my skin has purged and broken out, but after that period is over, my skin is amazing and glowy, and the texture is so good. For me, it's worth a couple months of irritated bad skin. Honestly, I have a fairly unique reaction to microneedling, I think. But I mean, it's a classic skin treatment for a reason, especially if you just want that glow or you're dealing with scarring, texture, things like that. I've also seen it make a dramatic difference for my under eyes. Even if I'm really tired, I got no sleep, my under eyes after always look really good, and I rarely wear concealer anymore. So those two things outside of this routine have really, really helped my skin. And then one more thing, when I'm breaking out, I use my very, very good friend benzoyl peroxide. This is the Image Skincare Clarifying Acne Lotion. I usually like to put this on under my moisturizer. Sometimes I put it on over. Depends on how I'm feeling that day. But this is a really good acne treatment. It can obviously just be irritating or really drying on the skin if I overuse it. But crazy enough, I don't have an active pimple to put it on my face right now, which is pretty rare. I'm using this almost every day usually. So this is a staple for me too. And then to cap things off, Aquaphor. Always, 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 always. All right, and that is it. My in-depth AM and PM skincare routine. Honestly, my routine changes depending on how my skin is doing naturally. So I'm happy to do an updated routine if it changes again. But this is what I've been doing for the past few months, and I think my skin looks pretty good. I hope you enjoyed. I'll link everything that I use down below. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.